Hello, Andrew.
Hi, Yossi. How are you?
I am fine. And you?
Good. Yeah. Looking forward to taking this year by the scruff of the neck and making it happen.
Very, very well. Our guest is Andrew Power. And as I introduced you below this video already, can you tell us a little bit more very briefly about what do you do with your own words, please?
Okay. So I provide a blend of soft skills and English to decision makers in companies. Of course, I came here, like many English foreigners, to Prague and began just doing regular English. But, I mastered that very quickly and realized I have other talents, and so did my students. So I gradually developed my business organically towards what it is today, basically through what customers want. Mm-hmm. So what I provide is, I think, unique, genuinely unique, in that I focus on behaviors and results. So whether you speak your native language or English, you communicate because you want something, basically. Yeah. So, even if you could, oh, can you open the window, please? You want the window open, or you make a sales call, or you ask someone to marry you. We communicate mostly because we want things, or we want to be understood. So that's why we speak to our friends and loved ones. Yeah. So basically, I focus on that. I have my own systems of teaching people how to communicate effectively. And within that, I'm listening to what they need. So I only deliver what they need. And that can cover everything from, I'm working intensively with someone at the moment who's in IT, got a remote team, has to work with unreliable suppliers by email on the other side of the planet. Lots of challenges in communication and getting results. So I'm working with him on that, using my system. It's a range of systems. It's like a toolbox. Or sometimes working at the very high level with C-suite people. Recently I worked with someone who's in the EU who needs to learn how to communicate during a crisis. Plenty of those. So it can cover quite a wide range of things, but the essential skills and principles are pragmatic. And they're the same, and you learn them, and I can give you the language to help you get started. So you get a complete solution to your problems.
Yeah, I would follow up with 3 questions.
Okay.
That came to my mind when I was listening to you. And the first question: where are you from originally? Can you share with us?
Because of my accent. Yeah, I don't have.
So because of the map behind you, I don't know if this is anything to do with your origin or if it with your travels, but generally, yeah. Where do you come from? I mean,
you have map as well, yeah. That's Madagascar. So a long time ago, I went to Madagascar, and it was a life-changing experience, but not for what I thought it would be. But it was certainly led me. You come to points in your life, whether you choose them or not. And even the smallest decision can take you off into a totally new direction. So I think if I hadn't gone to Madagascar, I wouldn't have come here to Prague and started my life here. Does that answer the question?
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. And the second question, because the majority of the people who would be listening are freelancers who also sometimes struggle with the international payment methods. You mentioned that you are working also with the people abroad. Is it easy for you or difficult for you to invoice them or to retrieve the money for your business when you are working internationally?
Sorry, I think you misunderstand me. Most of my clients are in Czechia.
Okay, I see.
However, they have to work with people abroad.
Okay, I understand.
Like I have international clients here. It's not just Czechs.
I understand. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Thank you for clarification. Okay.
But in that case, to give people a tip, I'd get, the obvious tip is to get paid in advance.
Yeah, it's a good, yeah, definitely. Andrew, my next question concerning your past. If you look back into the past, which things you find most joyful, grateful, or proud of that you achieved in the past? Can you share with us just a couple of them, maybe, to get to know people, understand more about your business?
Okay, that's interesting because you're asking me about my life, my personal things, and how it relates to my business.
Yes.
So it's interesting to make that connection. I think the thing I'm most proud of is that clearly I'm not a young man and I'm still curious, you know, I still want to learn. And I think as I was preparing for this interview, I was thinking about what kind of clients are my favorite kind of clients. It's the people who always want to learn, they always want to grow. And how do you know that? You know it because there's room for improvement, you know it yourself. And I think the people who are very self-satisfied and, you know, I've got it all sorted, they're not the kind of people I like to communicate with. They're certainly not the like the kind of people I like to work with. Mm-hmm. So I would say that there's constant curiosity. It ebbs and flows, you know, sometimes you don't feel at your best. But really that's what gets me out of bed eventually, is the curiosity to try and learn something new. And I know it because I get bored easily. So I have to learn something, you know, I have to learn a new skill, or some interesting information that I can apply, because I've realized that if learning things in the abstract is edutainment, it's kind of fun. But at the end of the day, I like to have everything create a result in my life, you know, a positive result. Yeah, so that's one of the things I'm proud of.
I would like to encourage all the listeners to write down any questions. If you have any questions for Andrew, write them to the chat under this video and he will be so happy to reply you. And my next question concerning the future projects, can you invite us to any future event, webinar, or anything that you are planning in the future?
I don't have anything scheduled at the moment in terms of online content. I'm working with my current students, clients, on creating materials on a project I'm calling Influence at the moment. So, because I've realized I've you know, I do a review at the end of every year. And so, you know, for New Year's Eve, I did a review on my business, and I identified a common pattern in that it's influencing people. So it goes back to what I said earlier about getting something you want when you communicate. But I think influence, I'm taking it to a higher level. So I'm going to include everything from, you know, sales skills to the email stuff, to Machiavelli, you know, to how to play poker. You know, I'm just going to browse across all of my interests, and bring them together and find the common thing. So that's the thing I'm excited about at the moment. And but I also, I try it out before I put it online, because, you know, there's always things you learn, that sort of spots you didn't expect, because you're dealing with human beings. So that instant feedback from my clients is great. And of course they learn, they enjoy it. So that's my thing for this year, to work on this influence concept.
What is it actually? Can you repeat again? What is this influence project about, with one or two sentences? Because I didn't really understand. Can you?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I get a bit expansive. I jump off into it. So I identified patterns in the skills and language I've been teaching people.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring that together to a core subject, a core project called Influence, which will give you a full range of skills and principles to apply, how you can become more influential, basically.
Yes, it's nice. Nice idea. I like it. I like it. Nice. I would like to hear more after this interview. Maybe you could send some link to this project to me, if you want.
Well, I'm a paper person, so I'm still doing my mind maps, my journaling.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything hard to give you just yet. However, in the past, I have done a course on email, which is about getting results from emails, and also one called Who. It's offline at the moment because I'm redoing it. So that's my 3-step way of communicating simply. So what, how, outcome, focus on those 3 things. And that course, I covered it for your personal life, for leadership in the community, for doing sales, for being a business leader, and a job interview. So, you know, it has that simple concept can be applied across all those ideas. So I'll be happy to share some links with you about that after.
Definitely. Thank you very much. Thank you. My next question, let's lighten up a little bit. Let's go to the personal sphere a little bit. Can you tell us, do you have any hobbies or do you have only work? Do you have time for hobbies as well in your life?
I don't really have hobbies because whatever I do turns into work. So even if because of COVID, I finally got an Xbox, for some of that downtime, I thought I have to stop working. And of course, I turned whatever I'm doing into work. So even playing a video game, I'm thinking, what can I learn about myself? Getting beaten up constantly by all these kids who are experts, for example. I have an emotional response, frustration and anger, but that's not much use. What can I do? So I need to learn something there. So, or another video game. I'm also an artist, a musician and a writer, a novelist. So one video game has inspired me to create a whole album of music based on Central European folk traditions and the video game world and all sorts of stuff. So, so whatever, I don't really have hobbies. I have passions, and everything goes into feeding those passions. Yeah.
When you were telling about the map behind you, did you say Madagascar?
Yes.
And do you think you could recommend this country? Should we visit it? Is it a nice country? Would you like to come back there?
I'd like to go back. It's not nice.
Okay.
Not nice, yeah.
Okay.
It's one of the five poorest countries in the world. So clearly there's a lot of problems. And the environmental tragedy is heartbreaking. It's mostly deforested now. That forest will come back. The culture itself is full of inequities that can make you quite uncomfortable. It's not like Europe or America. However, there's it's Madagascar. You say the word Madagascar and people's light bulbs go off in people's heads. It's like visiting Venice. It's one of these, in my opinion, one of these places you've got to go to experience. You can't take it secondhand. So yes, make sure you're fully vaccinated for everything when you go there, and be cautious. It's not that safe. But like all parts of the world like that, the journey, it's a bit cheesy to say so, but it's true, is that your journey there will also be a spiritual journey of some description, a personal journey, if you don't like the word spiritual. You will definitely have an experience of some description. It's not like going to Marbella, or going, dancing somewhere in some, in some nightclub kind of place, Easter or something. But it's so if you're open for experience and you're curious, Madagascar is a good place. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. And my last question, what is a takeaway message? One short, brief takeaway message that you would give to our audience before the end of this interview? What should they take away from it?
From this interview? Curiosity, and a willingness to meet your own limitations is, for me, one of the key ways of growing as a human being while we're here, on this planet. So that's definitely the thing that I think is key to having a richer life, a more rewarding life, whatever your social or financial status is that curiosity will keep you going.
Perfect. Thank you. I wish you all the best, Andrew. And our honored guest was Andrew Power. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Yeah, I look forward to your questions.
And officially, I always turn off this recording, but I will leave a little bit of the behind the scenes, and we can always delete it, right? We can always cut it. And so anyway, how are you today, and what is your plan for this week, Andrew? Can you tell me?
Okay, well, this week I'm in the middle of I'm kind of nearing the end of my recording project I mentioned, and it's quite ambitious. I'm applying all my skills as a musician and a performer and a songwriter and arranger. It's been, over the last year, it's been a year-long project, this one, so it's a big project. But I'm finally doing the mixing, and all my decisions have been good, which is a nice, basically, Quentin Tarantino said, making a movie is a series of problems, and at the end of it, you've got a movie. I think this is true of every project. And one of the things people are weak at is they think that, oh, I'll do this, it will work out, you know, everything will be smooth, and they don't. And when they meet problems, they give up, and the project doesn't get done, whatever it is, you know. So I've had lots of ridiculous, stupid, unexpected, expected problems with doing this project among others. But you overcome them, you find solutions or trade-offs, you keep moving, you keep pushing the ball towards the line. So that's what I'm working on this week and for next week. I also have resolved to, not for New Year though, I've resolved to improve my marketing. I don't like doing marketing. No one's going to do it for me. So I need to get over my own personal inhibition, resistance, you know, to doing that. I love doing the creative stuff. I love doing the people stuff, the teaching and so on. It's the marketing, you know, that, and without that, it doesn't matter how good you are. You know, no one will know who you are, you know, so so I'll be working hard on that.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, sorry.
What are you?
Myself, I'm going to Plzeň. Now I'm currently in Prague, but I'm going to visit my parents in Plzeň and do a bit of manual work with wood, help them around the house a little bit, and enjoy the swimming, winter swimming, which is my greatest passion.
All right. Okay.
And there will be the ice on the river and ice on the pond and ice on the lake. So we will try all these 3 options for swimming, and it's all different. And so I'm looking forward to that.
That's very admirable. I realized I hate being cold. So I do everything to avoid being cold now. Yeah. But I think it's great that you can do that. Do you call it polar bear swimming or something? What's it called?
Well, it's called hardimaning, or in Czech it's otužování, and it translates like hardimaning to English, I believe, or winter swimming. Okay. The polar bear, I didn't hear that term, but it's possible that it's also a correct term. I will find out from my friend.
Yeah, there's a polar bear club or something. Yeah. And it's funny because a couple of years ago, I lived by the river, and about this time of year, I went down for a run, and I felt very proud of myself. Oh, I'm so tough going out running, and it's 0 degrees. And then I saw this old man get out of the Vultava. You know, he'd been swimming in the Vultava. I thought, oh my God, I'm such a wimp. You know, and then his wife got out, and then they walked 100 meters and then jumped back in. And it's definitely something I respect.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.